breaking diplomacy at the top of global power. Just hours after a key meeting with Russia, China's President Xi Jinping was on the phone with U.S. President Donald Trump. And the timing is everything. Here's what just happened and why it matters right now. On February 4, 2026, President Trump and President Xi held a long, high-stakes phone call at a moment of intense global pressure. Trade tensions, war in Ukraine, rising fears of a conflict with Iran, and a fragile balance of power between Washington, Beijing, and Moscow. Trump called the conversation excellent, long, and thorough, language he used before during his first term when negotiating directly with Xi. But this time, the context is far more complicated. So why did this call happen now? The answer starts with April. Trump is planning a visit to China, and both sides are trying to stabilize a relationship that's been living on a temporary truce since late 2025. That truce paused major tariff escalations, but it did not solve the core problems. This call was about keeping the floor from collapsing and maybe, just maybe, building something more permanent. The discussion covered three big areas. First, trade. China agreed to increase purchases of U.S. soybeans, oil, and natural gas. There was also talk of aircraft engine deliveries, a signal that economic cooperation is still on the table. But make no mistake, this is a fragile deal, more a ceasefire than a peace treaty. Second, Taiwan. Xi called it the most important issue in U.S.-China relations, a clear warning, a clear red line, with U.S. arms sales and military signals under close watch. And third, global conflicts, Ukraine, Iran, military stability. Trump said progress was made and promised positive results over the next 3 years. Big words, big risks. Now here's the part that changes everything. This call came just hours after Xi spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin. In that meeting, China and Russia called their partnership a stabilizing force against global turbulence. They spoke of coordination, core interests, and a world order not dominated by the United States. Then, Xi calls Trump. That sequence is not accidental. It signals China playing both sides, positioning itself as a power broker in a multipolar world, strengthening ties with Russia first, then engaging Washington to manage the risks. All of this is happening as fears of a war with Iran grow. U.S. naval deployments, nuclear warnings, regional allies on edge. And China, with strong economic ties to Iran, may be quietly positioning itself as a mediator. So what does this mean? This call was not just diplomacy. It was damage control, strategic signaling, and a reminder that in today's world, one phone call can shift the global balance.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.